We ship a handful of UI and quality of life improvements this week in the app, and I want to walk you through them right now. The first is if you go to the single keyword dashboard, this keyword dropdown now has the ability to filter by location and exact phrase. So if I type in rank tracker, you can see it pulls up all the phrases that contain rank tracker. And now I can click on exact phrase and I only get the exact phrase rank tracker across all the locations. But now I can also type in the location that I want to isolate, and I can see just United States rank tracker on the 3 devices, and then I can click on the one I want. You can filter by city, zip code, or country or state, really anything that's in the location, and it will isolate the location you're looking for. This is super useful for those of you who are tracking hundreds, if not thousands, of locations to isolate the phrase that you need to analyze. Furthermore, we are in a future update that's coming real soon. We're going to add the same ability on the keywords dashboard under the filter keyword dropdown. So you'll be able to choose the location and exact phrase here. That's coming real soon. But the next update, going back to the single keyword view, is when you scroll down this mini map here on the left. Before we added this pinned header, as you scroll down, you can see that the mini map stops at the top of the page, and you can see the full mini map even though you're scrolling down. And then you could easily just click to go back up to the top. But then when we added this pinned header, the top part of it was going underneath this pinned header so that you couldn't click on the blues and greens because they were hidden behind this pinned header. And now we made it stop where it should stop, which is underneath the pinned header. As you can see, it's not going underneath, and then you can easily still click any of those colors and go back to the top. Next, the focus, keyword, and segment and keyword group dropdowns on any of the dashboards. We made them all the same width. This focus dropdown was very narrow before. It was like maybe to just here. And that was a problem partially because depending on what you selected, if it was really a long name like this one right here, you could only see brand property : Nozzle. Maybe you could see HTTPS, but you couldn't know what you had selected unless you clicked in to go see what it was. So now you can read more of it because we widened it, but also we added a tooltip so you can hover over the top and just read what it is. And so if there's any long brand property names or URL names that you have selected, so if I have this long one here, you can easily just read the whole thing. Or especially if you're focusing on a specific long URL, like this LinkedIn URL here, you can hover over it and see the whole URL name without clicking in to find what it was that you selected. Same thing with these others. We have the tooltip. So if you do happen to create a long custom segment name, or a long keyword group name, then you'll be able to see what that is just by hovering over the top. And next, in the billing section, if you scroll down this usage by project, for those of you who have hundreds of projects, this is really noisy. And so what we've done is allowed you to be able to select the ones you want to see. So isolate the handful of projects you want to analyze the usage for. And as you can see, when I select, this total number goes up, or deselect. So now it's only totaling up in this date range, the total usage of REI demo, but then I click on these others and you can see that adding up the total of those that I have selected. Also, you can filter by anything here. So I'm going to type in SEO. It returns all the projects that contain SEO in them. And in this case, there's 3 of them. So 2 of them are obvious, this one and this one. This one also contains the letter SEO, which is why it was returned. It's a fuzzy match. But what you notice is that once you filter by this, it selects all that is filtered, and then you can easily just deselect any that don't match, and then I'll see those that I want to analyze combined together. This is especially useful if you filter by something and it gives you, say, 15 projects in return, and you want 14 of those 15, so you just deselect the one, and then you have all 14 selected without having to manually click all 14 real quick. And lastly, we added the ability to go to manage keywords, brands, and segments from a handful of pages, including this one. So before on this billing page, if you were looking at the usage and you decided you wanted to manage your keywords, you couldn't do that without clicking. You'd have to click over here and then click on this button. But now you can just click on this and go manage keywords. And the other 3 places would be if you were inside of editing a keyword set, this button wasn't here. So now if you were just looking at your keywords and you decided, oh, I need to go manage a brand, then now you can do that. And same thing here, if you were managing a brand, if you were inside your brand and you thought, I need to go look at my segments, this button wasn't here, so now it is. And same thing if you were looking at the conditions that make up this segment. This button wasn't here, and so now it is, and you can go easily manage keywords or brands if you have that idea. And those are all the changes. We hope you enjoy.